Hey everybody, this is Brett once again coming to you from just outside of Vancouver, BC with Mobius post-harvest equipment. Today we got a kind of a cool little video compilation that we're going to do for you live from 3 different locations in Western North America. So myself, home base in Greater Vancouver, and we've got my colleague Derek Torres down in Las Vegas is going to give a show and tell of the new M9 sorter and M9 auto feed conveyor, and then over to Reed Preston in Oregon, where he's going to give an overview of the Mobius M210 Mill and a little demo. Both gentlemen there will give an overview of the products and then actually demonstrate them functionally with product. So with no further ado, I would like to introduce you to my good buddy Derek Torres in Las Vegas. Take her away, Derek.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Derek Torres. I am the manager here at Eteros Las Vegas, and this is the M9. We'll be going ahead and doing a little overview. So the M9 is a continuous sorter. It has 78 inches of sorting distance with 9 bands. This does make it the most precise sorter on the market today. I'm going to go ahead and also give you some key points on the M9, working from one direction to the end. And then we're gonna go ahead and just jump into the demo. So I'll go ahead and show you, starting off on this side. Here's one of the side panels with the little safety sensor. Wanna go ahead and let you know a little bit about the LED. Right now that you do see blue. Blue lets us know it's in the ready mode. Whenever you see it in red, it's in a stop mode. And white, it's in its functioning mode. To give you a little glimpse of a red, once a panel is off of its safety, it turns red. So it cannot be in use. Down over here, I'm going to show you the motor. This is the motor. It does run 110 horsepower into the drive roller here, and it comes up to the bands on the inlet upper roller. This right here is the adjuster. You can adjust the tension by pulling on this bullet pin outward without using tools, going up and going down. For now, we're gonna go ahead and leave it in the down position. Get some good tension. What you would be using to take off the tension is when you're gonna go ahead and take off these bands for any cleaning and taking off the rollers after taking off the bands. And again, excuse me, you don't need any tools to do this. So let's go ahead, place this back on. You'll see that blue ready light come on as soon as it is. There we go. And I'm gonna move to this manual in-feed hopper. This right here is where you'll manually in-feed your cannabis and or hemp. And you can have it in different levels. Here's the medium. And this one gives you the biggest incline so you can feed through the port, out through the sorter. Then we'll go ahead, come over here. This is our HMI touch display panel. You can move up the speeds here by using these arrows, and we do go 0 all the way up to 11. And this green button right here initiates the start of it, and the red button stops it. And the emergency makes it stop completely, and you just detach that and you're ready to go again. One of the cool things about the M9, depending on your workflow, you can completely switch this over to the other side. Your HMI panel will be on that side, and your entire bay also on the other side. One of the great things of this construction is it's stainless steel construction, which makes it like a no-brainer for any facility that is GMP certified. Here are all your dividers. These are your partitions for all 5 grades that you're trying to sort. These dividers are movable. They do come off, and you can customize its position by simply placing it wherever you want in your bins just below. Moving further down, if you can come through here and see the side, these are the bands. They're polyurethane. It's a 5/16 of an inch. You can grade from fine all the way up to 2 3/4 of an inch. Anything bigger is going to go ahead and come out right through here. And this is one of the things that comes with the M9 sorter is your shelf for that bin. Also comes off toolless. Here's another one of those side plexiglass with the safety on it for operational use. And here you can take this off and see this is your top outlet roller, your bottom outlet roller, and here easy air access for cleaning with your water, your solvent. The M9 is rated wash. It is rated for wash with the pressure washer. We do recommend cleaning the M9 after every use to get its longevity for sorting. I'm going to go ahead and take this out right here. This is called the tailgate. This is that other area where you can completely turn around this sorting tray onto this side if that's what fits your workflow, so that you don't have all your devices facing inward and you have one device facing outward. Here is that other side of the adjuster where once you take off tension, all these bands will come out through here. No taking off bolts, no tools, screwdrivers, or other crazy things. Just easy toolless entry and operator use.
That's a really cool feature there, Derek. The ability to just detension the bands and take them off tool-free means that unlike competitors on the market, you can take a band that's pre-made by us and replace it in just a couple of minutes versus some competitors' machines where you actually have to take a length of cord and weld the two ends together in place. A lot more tedious process, et cetera. So that's a really slick feature there.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because if you are in the moment of post-harvesting and you're trying to sort out all your stuff and you do get that break, you pop that emergency stop everything, pull out that tailgate, take out that tension, take out the band, replace it, you're good to go and commence. All right, so now this has been a little overview with the M9 sorter. Another little addition, just to add for your knowledge, it is on casters. These are like some of the smoothest casters I've ever used. Aside from that, we're gonna go ahead and jump into one of the accessories of the M9 sorter, which is that M9 auto feeder. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in, please.
While you're bringing that in, guys, I'm just going to touch on a couple of things there. Derek, you mentioned it's on casters, and of course the width of that machine makes it so that you can roll it through a standard band door. And its overall length is, I believe, a little shorter than the competitors, despite the fact that the grading table itself is the industry leading 78 inches for that more precise, more accurate grade. So it's a huge machine with a compact design.
Yes, it is. And to help that compact design is this another compact design, our auto feed. A lot of the conveyors, once again, bolts, and the bolts, they tend to have some nooks and crannies, and with all that, your cannabis, your hemp, it gets stuck. You get a mess. You get a mess. Here, this guide rail completely comes off all in one. And now all you're left to do is with the belt itself and the cleaning of it. How do you take it off? I will say, this is the one tool that you utilize. You just place it on the back over here. And you turn inward. And you can see it already loose, ready to slide out. So after use, again, recommend cleaning all of your equipment after use, just to keep it for its longevity. But once it's nice and clean, you put it back on, you put it up to tension, and you're ready to go again. So let's go ahead for those GMP certified facilities. I mean, talk about not wasting any time.
So again there, Derek, just a real neat point on what you've, I'm not sure if all the viewers noticed or not, but the frame of that upright, that incline conveyor has sort of a Z shape to it. So it's offset, only secured on one side so that that belt slips cleanly off the opposite side with no obstructions.
All right, and this is the in-feed hopper that goes with the auto feed conveyor. And all we did here was switch out the manual in-feed hopper and placed it on the blocks. So now we're in position to start our demo, and we will be utilizing an out-feed conveyor and simulating that this is the QC conveyor, out-feed conveyor here. Depending on however your workflow process is, QC before or after, is up to you. This is just the way we're going to go ahead and simulate this one. And from the outfeed conveyor to the auto feed and into the sorter itself. And Brett, I don't know if you can hear it, but can you hear the M9 auto feeder?
I couldn't hear you there, Derek. Can you repeat that for me, bud?
Yeah, can you hear either machine, the M9
No.
or the auto feed?
No, I can't. It's nice and quiet. So from this view, folks, what you can see is to the far left on the frame is the M108S trimmer. So we're simulating that it's a product coming out of the trimmer onto the QC conveyor. If you prefer to do your grading and sorting first and your QC afterwards, let's say you only QC your top 2 or 3 sizes and the rest just goes straight off for extracts or pre-rolls, what have you, you can go straight from the trimmer into the auto feed conveyor there. You don't actually have to have a QC conveyor position in between if that doesn't suit your purposes. So as we can see there, guys, we've got the 4 grading bay dividers that provide for 5 individual grading bays. And as Derek showed earlier, with the ease of mobility of those dividers, you can slide them over by a fraction of an inch and really fine tune what size of bud you want to be defined as, you know, your size 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So it's almost infinitely adjustable in that regard. Tool free, again, just takes seconds, and you can tweak it. You know, partway through your trim or your sorting session, you can give it a quick tweak if you think, hey, I'd like those buds to be, you know, a little bit bigger in this bin, etc. So it's a really slick design that our engineers have come up with that low profile hopper specific for the auto feed conveyor. Often we see where with competitors' machines, a person still after the auto feed conveyor still has to get in there with their hand and influence it into the grading table. And so it's a really well-designed, seamless integration of the 2 machines here. So those are all your 5 different sizes of standard grades, and then on the end, of course, you've got your extra larges coming off the end into that clear tote. Super handy for when you're going to market. Some retailers or end users require that you have, you know, in a, say a 1/8 weight packaging, you have, you know, one bud of a specific size at least, if not two. You know, let's say, you know, one bud's got to be at least 2 grams, and then the rest can be made up of smalls, etc. So it gives you that ability to quickly and easily package precisely to clients' orders or to your customers' likes, or how you want to be represented in the marketplace. Well, what do you think, gents? I think we've had a pretty decent view here. Should we keep running a little bit more product, or should we break off into maybe answer a question or two and then carry on over to Reed's portion? How do you guys feel? Can't hear me, I guess. Maybe we'll just keep rolling. What do you think?
Yeah, I can hear you, Brett.
All right, on. What do you think, Derek? I think that's a fairly decent example of what she can do, what sort of volume it can do. Incidentally, the volume on this sorter, Derek, what's the capacity on the sorter?
So the sorter can go ahead and sort about 440 pounds for you per hour. I don't know if you've seen the video or not, but we did have a little competition, and it was blown away, to say the least.
Yeah, I saw it. It was a proud moment, that's for sure.
But yeah, so we're gonna keep sorting over here, finish this little bag, and we'll go ahead and move on to the mill. Yeah.
Wicked. Hey, Derek, thanks for an excellent presentation. It's a beautiful machine. You presented it beautifully. And as everyone can plainly see, she works like a rented mule for pennies on the dollar there. So nice job. Thanks a million, Derek.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you.
Cheers. All the best in Las Vegas. So now we're going to go to my colleague, Reed Preston. He's situated at his home farm in Oregon. This is his trailer he uses to go site to site, do some demos, and he's featuring the M210 Mill by Mobius, specifically designed for cannabis and hemp. Reed, welcome aboard and take it away.
Hey, how's it going, Brett? Thanks for the introduction. Yeah, like Brett mentioned, I'm here at my farm in Southern Oregon in Grants Pass, and I've got the mill here in my trailer. Just right away, you can see it's extremely portable. You know, I move this thing in and out of my trailer whenever I'm going to a site for a demo, and it runs off just a standard 110 volt. So, you know, wherever you can get an extension cord to plug it in, you're good to go. But yeah, jumping right into it, just like the M9 sorter, it's stainless steel, GMP certified. It's extremely easy to clean, and it's toolless. So you don't need anything to take it apart. I'll go ahead and open it up right here and show you inside the actual mill where things are going on. So this is our rotor here. And then we've got one of our screens. This screen I've got in it right now is just our 1/8 screen. It's perforated. And this is what I like to use for pre-rolls. Some other guys like to use all the way down to, you know, a 1/16 of an inch rasp. But our different screen sizes range from 1/16 all the way up to a 1/4 inch. And that's, you know, it just depends on whether you're going for extraction or pre-roll material with this. Down below is where we've got our catch. So this is where you'll get all your milled product. And then here, our door, it's extremely easy to take off. Just pop it off like that. Again, everything toolless, and I'll show you how we take out our rotor blade here in a second.
Reed, you've cleaned that machine a good number of times. Hey, I imagine the ease of disassembly is a real joy for you when you get back to the home ranch and go to clean her up, eh?
Yeah, definitely, Brett. You know, it's nice being able to take a pressure washer and just get right on inside here. pressure wash the rotor blades from, wherever I am. And also a degreaser works great. If you don't got, a heated pressure washer, just a standard pressure washer, just either, alcohol or a degreaser will do a wonderful job for you. So yeah, that's that. And then the hopper pops off quite easily as well. What if you want to come over here and show everyone the control panel. So let's see if we got a good angle of that. Nice. Yeah, so super easy. Literally just hit the blue button to turn it on, and then you've got forward, reverse. And then we've got our speed control right here. Brett, if you could talk a little bit more about the speed control and how it differentiates us from, our competition.
Yeah, for sure, Reed. So one of the big things here, as we mentioned right off the top, the M210 was specifically designed for the characteristics of cannabis and hemp. It's not an adaptation from other agricultural mills or pharmaceutical mills, etc. So it's purpose built. And one of the key differentiators from our mill to the rest of the field is its slow churn rate. So that variable speed is variable from 0 to 60 RPM. Every other mill on the market starts in the hundreds of RPM and go up into the thousands in some cases, which generates a ton of heat. And anybody who knows anything about the product that we deal in knows that heat is the devil. So zero heat degradation is imparted in your product through the rotation of the rotor in our mill. So where that also becomes key is in the event, as Reed mentioned, anywhere you can get an extension cord, you can plug this in and use it, including your walk-in freezer to process fresh frozen, where you'll enjoy, again, a 0 degree heat rise in processing your fresh frozen right in your walk-in cooler.
Yeah, that's the beauty. That's huge. I actually haven't been able to run some fresh frozen material through the M210 yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not sure if you guys can hear, but also like the M9, the M210 is running right now. Are you hearing anything over there, Brett?
Nope, you can just a faint hum, but that's it. Yep.
Yeah, so we've got her fired up right now, and you can see in through the window. Let's see, you can see in through the window, the rotor blade is turning there, and that is what's actually, doing the milling process. But I'm going to pass this back on over to Woody, and I think we'll throw some product in here and get running.
Cool. So just before you do that, one other thing, or while you're prepping that, Reed, the other thing to know is the functionality of this machine, how it actually mills the product. That rotor blade is forcing the product through a specific aperture size. So unlike other machines where it's a batch style, where you have to be reliant on the operator to perhaps have some skill or a little experience, you can't over mill it. You select the screen size, you put it in, and your particle distribution, your consistency and particle size forced through the screen is exceptional and unmatched. So after all of your weeks of growing your product, et cetera, right before you're about to cross the finish line and go to market, if your operator of a different mill isn't really on the ball, it can easily be over processed into dust, and then it's relatively worthless, let's say, or a real decrease in value. So as I always say, like your employee can't mess it up. You can basically trust any employee to feed this thing your product, and it's going to come out beautifully every time.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. That's great. Thanks for adding that, Brett. Yeah, one other thing is the vacuum port on here. So we've got a standard shop vac and hook up to it. If you come back around here, Woody. But it's actually not necessary for the functionality of the mill. You can hook it up, but it's not going to affect the way, your product is going through. Like Brett mentioned, it's got it's going through the screens there. So you can't, you just simply can't mess it up. But if you prefer to have that, that nozzle in there, you're more than welcome to do it. I don't know what cases people are using that for, Brett. Do you have any examples of reason to be using that?
Depending on how dry your product is and how dusty if you've got whole flour, that's one thing, but if you're dumping a sack in there that's got a whole ton of, really dusty material kind of broken down, then it can get airborne, et cetera. So the vac port aids in just keeping airborne dust to a minimum and keeping your air quality in your room or your trailer or what have you, real good. But a lot of people use it and a lot of people don't.
Got it. Yeah, I've never used it myself, but I'm mainly using just regular flour with it. So we've got some hemp flour here today. I'll bring it over and show you guys what's going in so you can see what's going to come out. But the screen that I'm going to be using is just it's an 1/8 of an inch. So like I said, it's one of our perforated screens, and I prefer that for pre-rolls. Other people use 1/16 rasp screen, but I prefer to have a bit chunkier flour in my pre-rolls than fine grade. So that's what we're doing here. So I'm just going to load up the hopper.
So using that 1/8 perf screen, Reed, we're probably looking at somewhere in the range of about 80 pounds an hour, give or take, something like that.
Yeah, I'd say, with the 1/16, I think you're looking more around 40 to 50 pounds an hour. And then with the 1/4 inch, which is our largest screen that we make and, have on the market, I think you can be looking at anywhere from 150 to 200 pounds an hour. But we do also offer custom fab screens. So if you're looking for, a size that we don't have aside from anything in our 1/16 to 1/4 inch range, we can custom fab those for you. But yeah, so I just filled up the hopper and just simply gonna get some buds down there into the rotor blade, and then I'll show you turning it on over here. So come on, Woody. So let's see here, just that blue button there, and then forward. So the reason we've got reverse on here too is, in case something gets stuck, if there's a jam, you can reverse it and, just unjam the machine. Rarely does that happen, but it's a nice feature to have.
So on the topic of screen selection, guys, anybody who's interested can go to mobiustrimmer.com. Under products, click on the M210 page, and there's a chart there that shows recommended screen selection for whatever you're using, whether it's CO2 extraction, hydrocarbon extraction, pre-rolls, et cetera. So that's there for your reference, help you select your screens.
Yeah, so if you can still hear Brad, I've just got this, I've got the camera on inside the rotor blade right now so you can see what's going on inside there. And we're just milling away. I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit.
Can you overfill the machine, Reed?
You can overfill it, it might slow you down a bit. I like to keep it, about half, 3/4 of the way full. If you overfill it, I haven't personally, experienced that, but I wouldn't say you can. I don't think you're gonna cause any harm to either your product or the machine itself. This thing's pretty indestructible.
Yeah, it's amazingly quiet. You can't even hear it, Reed. It's pretty wicked.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if you caught that last part, but I was saying I don't think you could overfill this thing. They're pretty indestructible. You might just see a bit of a slower pace. I'm not too sure. I haven't quite experienced that myself.
Yeah.
But we just ran that for a couple minutes there, and we're gonna check out the what we got here. Again, this is with the 1/8 inch screen on there, and you guys saw what the flour looked like before, and now it's got a perfect consistency. Like I mentioned, this is the quality that I like for my pre-rolls.
Yeah, that's a beautiful looking mill on there. And what I'm noticing, Reed, is as you're scooping up with your hand, if this was product going through any other machine, you'd probably be leaving a lot of flour type dust, a lot of keefy type material in the bottom of that stainless catch basin. But as it is, it's scooping up real nice. And it's kind of showing off the consistency of the particle size and how uniform your grind truly is with the M210.
Yeah, it's perfect, Brett. You know, I've worked with a couple other mills, if that is what you want to call them, but they definitely don't have the consistency of the M210. That's definitely the best part about it, I'd say.
That kind of looks like kinetic sand there, Reed. Is that?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty gorgeous. So the other thing that we have as an accessory for the M210 is a blending kit. So you can replace the door and the rotor with a blending unit and an outlet, basically chute. So for proprietary blending, Reed likes to do the 1/8 for his pre-rolls. Others, you know, that like to use the 1/16, what we call our ultra fine rasp, or a step up from there, or I believe it's 5/64 fine rasp. And some people like to blend a combination of them from burn rate or whatever have you. Everyone's got their own sort of secret sauce or their way to do it. But yes, a blending kit is available for this, so you can blend up your milled, you know, maybe different cultivars, maybe different mill stream sizes, etc., and come up with your own proprietary blend that you like to take to market.
Mm-hmm.
What's that red button right below the knob on the door, Reed?
Oh yeah, so that is a sensor. So if the door is open, it will not. It will make sure the mill is not running. So if you go and try and run it, or if you go to open this while the mill is in running, then it'll stop it and save yourself either material coming out. It's just a, you know, it's a nice safety feature that we've got on there.
Right on. Yeah, the mill safety compliant, North America wide as well as European standards. The electronic interlock on the door, as well as the bars. I don't know if you noticed when Reed was feeding material, bars across the top there that prevent a person from getting their hand down in there. So 100% safety compliant, North America wide and European compliance as well. That's pretty smoking. I don't know how much more there is to add there, Reed. It's I think, as you mentioned right off the top, it's portability. Specifically, it's 28 inches by 28 inches, so it'll fit in, you know, virtually any man door. I think you mentioned that off the top, Reed. Sorry to.
Yeah, we did. It's also got the casters on here, so it's got the locking casters, which make it real easy to move around. I do think we touched on that, but yeah, all in all, it's an indestructible machine, and it definitely gets the job done. There's not a whole lot to it aside from getting her on and running and, you know, adjusting the speed, but I think just about anyone could operate this thing.
Yeah, super simple. It is overbuilt, like that stick plate stainless you got going on there. And it's maintenance free too. You don't even have to grease a bearing. And I can speak personally, having been a tech support guy here on Mobius for over a year, maybe close to a year and a half. The mill is hands down the machine that we get the fewest calls on. I think I fielded 2 service calls in a year and a half on that machine. It just is a tank. It's overbuilt and it performs miracles. So anybody who's looking at expanding their revenue streams through pre-rolls, extracts, the M210 mill is your workhorse that will do all of that for you with just the change of a screen in a few seconds. Fantastic presentation, Reed. I don't think we missed out anything there, but I don't know if Dana has anything he'd like to chime in on if I've missed anything. But from Southern Oregon, Grants Pass, thanks a million for your time today, Reed, and an excellent presentation on the mill.
Great. Thank you, Brett.
No, my pleasure. Always great to hang with you, Reed. I can't wait to hook up with you in Vegas in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
For a fantastic presentation. You'll be our host in Vegas in a couple of weeks. Can't wait to hook into your fantastic cuisine on the barbecue out in the back loading dock there.
Yeah.
On behalf of Mobius post-harvest equipment, I hope you've enjoyed our overview and our demonstration of a couple of our flagship machines. The M210 sorter that's been a real workhorse for us for years now in the marketplace. And of course, our all new M9 sorter and auto feed conveyor that just got unveiled at our last demo in the desert event in May. So it's just been in the market a few months, taking the world by storm, and we're having a real difficult time satisfying orders with the demand that we're seeing. And with that, I'd like to invite everybody to the Demo in the Desert 3 event that'll be taking place in conjunction with MJ BizCon this October. So our date will be October 20th, the Thursday, and we'll be hosting it at our Eteros Las Vegas headquarters, just about 15 or 20 minutes away from the convention hall, starting at 3 o'clock on the Thursday. And we will be doing full demos of our entire product line. And we will have another unveiling of an incredible flagship machine coming to market in late fall, winter. I can't tell you too much about it, but hold on to your hats. It's going to be a big one. Again, thanks a million for participating. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit us up with any questions you've got. We'd be happy to answer you. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good one.